Daniel chapter 7 verse 1 through 2. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard.
Barbara, what did you do?
Which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stomped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another horn, a little one, before which 3 of the first horns were plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things.
I am Max Lord, and I'm here to change your life. All you have to do is make a wish. Anything you want. Anything you dream of, you can have it. If you can dream it,
Daddy?
you can achieve it. So just look into my eyes and make a wish.
So Maxwell Lord, the antagonist in this movie, is representing the little horn with the mouth that speaks great things. He's the Antichrist. Page 83. Then from among the 10 horns, Daniel saw another horn emerge. This 11th horn seemed to uproot 3 other horns, and then take complete charge over all 10. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another horn, a little one, before which 3 of the first horns were plucked up by the roots. And behold, in his horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. This introduction of the little horn is where the vision extends beyond the information revealed in Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Whereas Daniel 2 reveals the coming 4 empires, this portion of Daniel's revelation introduces us to the leader of the final kingdom. The little horn speaks pompous words and persecutes the people of God. Christians popularly call this individual the Antichrist.
The world belongs to me! You can't stop me! No one can!
Another essential biblical motif related to the Antichrist is the Assyrian. The theme of the Assyrian is found primarily in the books of Isaiah and Micah. Both of these prophets prophesied in great detail concerning both Jesus the Messiah and the Antichrist. As we will see, the theme that runs through the prophecies of both Isaiah and Micah is the final conflict between Jesus the Messiah and the Antichrist, who throughout these prophecies is referred to again and again as the Assyrian. This is why in Gematria, the secret practice of coding numbers into words, Maxwell Lord synchronizes with the Assyrian, because that's who he is. He's the Antichrist. He's Little Horn. Briefly, the historical context of Isaiah relates to the conflict in the prophet's day between the 2 Hebrew kingdoms, the northern kingdom often referred to as Israel-Ephraim, and the southern kingdom referred to as Judah. Israel had allied itself with Aram Damascus against the looming threat from Assyria. The threat of an Assyrian invasion was ever-pressing. God's calling his people was to trust him, rather than in military alliances with surrounding pagan kingdoms. God's promise was that a military leader would be born from the line of David, who would deliver all of God's people from the Assyrian. The problem, however, is that this never occurred in history. The Assyrians decimated the northern kingdom of Israel and took most of its inhabitants away into exile. But as for the promised Messiah who would defeat the Assyrian in military battle, this is entirely prophetic. It has yet to come. Many Bible scholars have concluded that the term the Assyrian, while used historically to refer to the various kings of Assyria, is also a clear reference to the Antichrist, who will be defeated by Jesus when he returns. Then in Isaiah 13 through 23, after prophesying the coming judgment against the Antichrist, we are given a list of many of the nations that will be destroyed or judged with him when the Messiah comes to bring the promised victory to his people. 2 Ezra chapter 12 verse 10 through 13. And he said unto me, This is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle whom thou sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel, but it was not expounded unto him. Therefore now I declare unto thee, Behold, the days will come, that there shall rise up a kingdom upon the earth, and it shall be feared above all the kingdoms that were before it. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
What do you need? And you're not speaking to me here, but to the universe. What do you wish for?
What is there to wish for but more? More nuclear weapons, more than they have, closer to them. If I just had that in place, then they would have to listen to us.
A nice thought, and I grant you.
For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and he shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
You can fire your arrows from the Tower of Babel, but you can never strike gold!
Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again, until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again.
So much faith in their tools and their machines.
Russia, China, England, Israel, India. Everybody's got nukes in the air.
Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not their imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. But despite the fact that the Antichrist's dominion would be limited, his military apparatus would be a force to be reckoned with. In Revelation 13, we see the people of the earth asking who is able to make war against the Antichrist empire. It will seem as if none of the people are capable of waging a successful war against him, and they worship the dragon, for he had given his authority to the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, Who is like the beast, and who can fight against it? Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. For then there will be great tribulation, such as have not been since the beginning of the world until this time, no, nor ever shall be. And unless these days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. When the Christ comes, he will come in the manner of a covey of doves, with the crown of doves surrounding him. He will walk upon the heaven's vault, with the sign of the cross leading him. The whole world will behold him like the sun, which shines from the eastern horizon to the western. This is how he'll come, with all his angels surrounding him. But the son of lawlessness will begin to stand again in the holy places. He will cause the lame to walk. He will cause the deaf to hear. He will cause the dumb to speak. He will cause the blind to see. The leper he will cleanse. The ill he will heal. The demons he will cast out. He will multiply his signs and his wonders in the presence of everyone.
I am Max Lord, and I'm here to change your life. All you have to do is make a wish. Anything you want. Anything you dream of, you can have it. If you can dream it,
Daddy?
you can achieve it. So Just look into my eyes and make a wish.
He would do the works which the Christ did, except for raising the dead alone. In this you will know that he is the son of lawlessness, because he is unable to give life.